I had always trusted my wife, Aisha. 7 years of marriage had brought their share of arguments and rough patches, but I never once questioned her loyalty. She had been working at a marketing firm for the past 2 years, and everything seemed normal. Occasionally, she'd come home late, citing tight deadlines or client meetings, and I believed her without hesitation. Lately, though, something felt off. She had grown distant, less affectionate, constantly glued to her phone, often smiling at messages she quickly hid whenever I entered the room. One Friday evening, she mentioned a work dinner she needed to attend. At first, I didn't think much of it, but the way she spoke and the way she dressed that night set off alarms in my mind. She wore a dress I hadn't seen her wear in months. Elegant, form-fitting, slightly revealing. She spent nearly an hour perfecting her makeup. When I asked why she was putting in so much effort, she said, "It's a big client meeting. Everyone's dressing nicely." After she left, I tried to watch TV, but unease gnawed at me. Restless, I grabbed my keys and drove to the restaurant she'd mentioned, telling myself I just needed to reassure myself. I sat in the car for a few minutes, debating whether I was overreacting. Finally, I went inside. It didn't take long to spot her. She was seated at a small table across from a man I didn't know, tall, sharply dressed, at ease with her. They were laughing, leaning in close. Her hand rested lightly on his arm, and the look she gave him wasn't something I'd ever seen her give a coworker. My stomach twisted. I wanted to believe I was mistaken, that it was innocent, but then she brushed her fingers against his cheek, giggling at something he said. The truth hit me like a punch. I walked toward them, calm but deliberate, stopping behind her chair. She didn't notice me at first. Then I said quietly, "Aisha." She froze. Slowly, she turned, face draining of color, eyes wide in shock. The man glanced at me uncertainly. "Is everything all right?" he asked. Aisha rose to her feet, voice trembling. "This is my husband." I didn't speak to him. I just looked at her long enough for her to understand that words weren't necessary. Guilt filled her eyes as she dropped her gaze, unable to meet mine. We left in silence. The drive home was heavy with unspoken words. She tried to explain, saying it was harmless flirting, that she'd gotten carried away, that nothing physical had happened. But for me, the damage was done. Trust had cracked. Flirting behind my back wasn't a minor mistake. It was betrayal. When we got home, I didn't shout or argue. I simply said, "I need some time to think." That night, I slept in the guest room. I couldn't face her. Her laughter, her touch, replayed endlessly in my mind. I kept wondering, how long had it been going on? Was it only him, or were there others before? The next morning, she broke down, begging for forgiveness. Through tears, she admitted she had feelings for her co-worker, but insisted it hadn't gone beyond what I had seen. She claimed it made her feel noticed again, that I had grown distant. Perhaps she was right about that, but shifting blame didn't excuse her actions. I may have been tired or distracted, but I never crossed that line. I never disrespected what we had. I told her that if she truly wanted to save our marriage, we needed therapy. I wasn't ready to throw away 7 years without trying. She agreed, and we started counseling. She cut all contact with her co-worker, but rebuilding trust took time. Months passed before I could even begin to feel secure again. Even now, whenever she smiles at her phone or comes home later than expected, doubt creeps in. What I saw that night still lingers. Perhaps one day we'll move completely past it. Perhaps we won't. But one thing is certain. The memory of that betrayal will always be part of us.